When Julia Parsons volunteered for the Navy Waves during World War II, she never dreamed that she would be thrust into one of the most secretive and pivotal programs of the war, decoding German transmissions from the famously unbreakable Enigma machine.
I joined the military because everybody was so patriotic in those days. It was just almost automatic. Everybody did something.
Julia joined the Navy Waves, which stood for Women Accepted for Volunteer Emergency Service, and was immediately put to work.
We were all sitting there waiting to be placed somewhere, and someone asked if anybody knew German. And I raised my hand. I had 2 years of German in high school, and they ushered me right straight to the German section where we decoded the Enigma machine. That was our job. It was fascinating work, and I never dreamed that I would get into anything quite so complicated as the Enigma machines. But if you've ever seen one, you'll certainly understand why it was so complicated.
The Enigma machine was a German invention, which encoded messages using a series of rotors and letters. Only the sender and recipient knew the proper settings to decode a message, but one needed an Enigma machine to have any hopes of unscrambling the codes, something the Germans were sure the Allies didn't have access to. Except
we had their machine, and they never knew that we had it. And on his deathbed, the head of German communications still insisted that we could not possibly break that code. It was so unbreakable. But of course, we did. We had to guess which messages were important and which ones were breakable, I guess is the word. And we ran the machine backwards, hoping that we could get it that way. And sometimes we got it, and sometimes we didn't.
Julia and the other Waves working to crack the Nazi codes were sworn to secrecy, unable to tell anyone, an oath Julia even kept from her husband.
It wasn't that I didn't trust him, but he was due to go overseas, and I thought, if he doesn't know about it, he won't be tempted to confess. They call it the best kept secret that the Navy ever had.
But soon the war was over, and Julia had difficulty adjusting to a more routine life.
And I remember saying to my, I said, guys, we just did ourselves out of a job. Oh, I missed it terribly. It was so nice to be part of something that nobody knew anything about. But it was hard going back to babies and scubbing fools because we had seen better things.
Today, Julia and the other Waves are rightfully celebrated for their invaluable contributions to winning the war.
And I was so happy that I was part of it.
For more information, visit hiringamerica.com.